Hello, it's Vivian here with another house build. This is the first of a row of townhouses. Now, I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna build the rest of the townhouses. I might fill them up. I did build them all in this part. This is quite a long one, but I didn't feel like putting the last bit in a different video, so we're just gonna roll with it. Sort of. I have built a while back a row of townhouses. Uh, I like the feel of them, especially this one, because this one I have no clue, but somebody's hammering outside and it's summer and I have to keep my window open. Uh, so if you're hearing this hammering, that's not something I can control. I can control, uh, even if I wanted to. So that's great. Um, of course, it stopped while I went right as I start mentioning it. Mentioning it. Really good with words. As I said, I've done a row of townhouses before. I like the look of them. It also looks a bit more realistic. As a lot of the houses here in the Netherlands are rows of houses, just rows of the same houses. Uh, this I did try at least to make it look like it's all the houses are different. I don't think that's very realistic, because I think here the houses usually are the same. But of course, if you have a house, you could potentially build it out or put some more modern finishings on it. I think that is what I try to do with the three houses. I would say that the middle one is the one that it was as it started, and then the other ones uh, are both built out a bit more. Having the hardest time putting in the extra staircase. The hardest time. Yeah. For some reason, it's just not wanting it. And there it goes. But yeah, don't really have anything to talk about, really. Not something that I am willing to share, at least. But as I said, it's summer and it's I'm Dutch, and apparently Dutch people really like to talk about the summer and how it's sucking and stuff like that. So maybe I should go and try that. Just chat about the weather for a bit. I think I can do that. It's been weird. It's like not constant heat. It is hot a couple of days of the week, and then it's like a curve. It goes up and then down a bit, and then up and then down a bit. It's really weird. It is. And here in the Netherlands, you also see a lot of houses that are mirrored. My house and the neighbors' houses are mirrored. It's not all the same. I think that's what I'm trying to do right here. Maybe. It's been a while since I've built this, so I am trying to remember what I thought I built. A couple of months ago, I went to a garden center and I bought myself a little tomato plant. And I have gotten a tomato plant from my parents last year, which did very well. And this year I thought, well, I could at least try maybe and get one myself and see how I go. And so far it's pretty good. There are some tomatoes on there already. I'm waiting for them to get completely green, which I hope they will do soon enough. Completely red, they're green at the moment, and I hope that I can then eat them and enjoy them, as that would be nice. But it's always interesting seeing a plant like that grow and become a real plant and have fruit on them. I also this year bought some seeds and I dunked them in a plant pot, and they are also doing well. I bought seeds especially for bees, because it's important that we keep a lot of bees, different breeds of bees as well. And it's been nice to see the bees actually using the plants, seeing them fly off and on. It's nice to see that. And the plants are also doing very well. I bought a packet with cornflowers in them, and they just are the most beautiful shade of blue. Blue is not a common color in nature, so it's extra special to see it bloom. So that's nice, and it's just very pretty. I remember when we were looking at houses to buy for me, when I was looking to buy a house, we went and saw a couple of apartments as well. I'm very glad in the end I bought this house, and I'm very happy that this house has a very nice garden. The previous owners left the garden looking quite well. I have some fruit in there. I have my cherry tree, some blackberries and raspberries. I'm not really keen on blackberries, but my niece loves them, so that's always good that I can bring them over to her and she will just eat them up like it's nothing, even if they're sour. My ones usually are a bit sour, which is strange, but I think if I would let them hang a little bit longer, they might be less sour. But the raspberries are very nice, and I had a decent size of pickings from my cherry tree this summer, so I am very happy about that. And I hope soon enough that I can start eating some tomatoes from my own plant. That would be nice, because then at least it looks like I did a good thing with buying that plant. As I said, it's just fun to see it grow, and I like that as well. You can sort of now see me trying to distinguish the three houses. As I said, it's going to be three different houses. As I said, potentially the middle one is like how it used to be, and then the left and the right ones are the ones that have been renovated over time to make full use of all the space that it has. And I would say the one on the right is definitely a more modern one, and the one that I end up furnishing completely uh, is more traditionally, but also has been added onto. Which I like that. I like how this feels, how it looks in the end, and I think that's important. I'm trying to build something here, and if I enjoy the look of it, I think that helps. And I really wanted some sort of front garden in here as well. Like maybe a front garden where you would indeed sit and maybe hang out in if the sun hits your front garden. And no, it's just the whole look of this is definitely up my alley. Uh, I was watching a TV show last week, and it was based in London, or at least it makes it seem like it's in London. And they had this shot of the street that that couple lived on, and there were like two lilac pink, lilac purple houses, and I just thought, well, I need to move now. Imagine that, me living in a house that had lilac uh, stones, painted stones, painted bricks on the outside. That would be awesome. I would definitely really enjoy that. I have built a couple of times in The Sims 4, and I have not gotten the hang of it. I'm pretty decent at building a decent looking house in The Sims 3, but in The Sims 4 it's a whole different ball game. Especially, yeah, then I watch a YouTube video of some YouTuber that does The Sims 4, and it's just so weird looking at it uh, when there is a wall trim on the side and it just doesn't appear on the corner of a house. It just doesn't, and you have to use a column to make it look like there is a side trim. Here you just have an extra piece, and then you use that, and it looks fantastic. It's so odd. It's just a really strange thing. And you would think that The Sims 4 is a better version of The Sims 3 or of the Sims franchise. I wouldn't say that, especially with the freedom of the color wheel in The Sims 3. That's just, I can build any kind of house and I can make it perfectly, make it look completely as I want it to look, the complete right color. I can make a purple toilet, or a pink sink, or a green side table. It's all an option, and you just you can't do that in The Sims 4, which is odd if you ask me. That's odd. Yeah, here I can, and I am fully taking advantage of it. And also, for some strange reason, it looks different. Or not like the sizing is different, but it just looks different. I could build I could try and build the same house in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. It would look completely different. Even if I would try and mimic the colors or something like that. I don't know what the reason behind that is, but that's definitely how it looks to me. But yeah, we are doing quite well. This house is really coming along. We're now done, it looks, at least with the outside color, outside wallpapering of the house. And now we're going to look into the inside. I have placed down some furniture just to make sure that the size fits placeholder furniture, if you will, just so we can know that it's the right size. I think that's pretty important to know if you have the right size for something. And it ends up being a bit of an odd size bathroom looking back at my screen, but that's the way it works sometimes. Sometimes you just end up with an odd looking bathroom shape because you want some more closet space or something like that. I have a decent amount of custom content in my game, and a lot of it I do use. There is this one favorite though. That's this closet. I like it because it's boxy, it looks realistic. You see a lot of these boxed shaped closets. It looks very IKEA-esque, and I think I can name a handful of people that have that closet in their house in some sort of shape. My parents have it, my brother has it, friends of mine have it. I don't have it. Mostly because the solution I made is cheaper, and that seemed right for what I needed. But yeah, I definitely see a lot of these big closets around, and I get it. It's useful, especially because those IKEA ones you can customize the way you want it. And I think that's always nice, always helps. If you can customize something to the liking, to the like of what you need, what fits well. When we were looking at houses for me to buy, we looked at this house two streets down that has the same layout as this one, and there I saw one of the set closets from IKEA, and they did a whole wall of that closet. And then I looked at the price of the set closets, and they were very expensive. So when I bought this place, I thought I need to do that. I need a wall of closets, and I just went to IKEA. Of course, there's an IKEA in this town, so it made sense. At least in my head, it made sense. And I bought 2 closets that have sort of a similar vibe as the big one that they sell. But then it's not that. It's not full size, but at least gives the illusion of there being a full closet, especially with the door open, and the only time the door is closed is when I'm asleep, because the rest of the time I like to keep all the doors open. I don't know why I like to keep the doors all open, but I just really enjoy that for some strange reason. Couldn't really tell you why, but it's just I don't know. That's just how it is. Here I was thinking, well, nearing the end of my voiceover, we're nowhere near the end. I recorded this house in 3 times, which is sort of the normal amount of time I would spend on a house like this. Especially because I had to build 3 houses, the shelves of 3 houses at the start. But yeah, usually then I would cut it into 2 videos, but I just didn't feel like it. So we're doing an extra long voiceover, and I am really bad at voiceovers. I'm very well aware of it. Mostly because I just don't really have anything to talk about or anything that I'm willing to share. Apart from my plant story about my tomatoes and about the set closet. But that's about it. I I've been looking at. I had my parents around a couple of weeks ago, and they ate dinner here. And I have 6 knives, 6 forks, 6 spoons, which is normally just more than enough. Not just enough, more than enough for just me. But then they were around, and then I ran out of forks. I was thinking, there's an IKEA. You give it 10 minutes away from me. I maybe should just get back to IKEA and buy an extra set of those of the cutlery, because I think that makes the most sense. Maybe. I also have to still go. Well, at the first Harry Styles concert I went to, I bought a poster. And now I need a frame for it, so I also have to get myself a frame for said poster. And it's an odd size, of course. It's not the size that I already had, but it's a bigger size. Because who doesn't need a big poster of Harry Styles on their wall? Apparently I am not one of those persons. I really needed one. I actually was looking at the poster. He made posters for every date, every location he went to. But that wasn't pretty. It was not a pretty poster. It had some weird yellow on it, and I'm not really a person that likes yellow. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't look terrible in yellow, but it's just not really a color I would like to have. So I decided to go for the black and white poster, but that was bigger. And I also bought the last one they had. For some strange reason. Don't know. I generally, after 2 years of lockdown, and then we finally were allowed to go back out. Why? Can anybody explain to me why? Issues with buying tickets have not been solved. With merch supply has not been solved. You would think if the world has shut down for 2 years, you have 2 years to fix problems that you have never had the capacity to fix because you were busy selling tickets or buying venues or selling your venue. But then all of a sudden the world closed down and you have time to do stuff like that and you don't. It just makes no sense. Because it would make so much more sense if you indeed took that time that you were given to fix issues like that. But my friend keeps saying to me, but they don't care about it because they will sell tickets anyway. That's true, but it doesn't mean that every time that you have to buy a ticket, you have to wait for an hour, and then once you get there, the site crashes, and then you have to try again, and then by then, the chances of you still getting a ticket are slimmer because it's gonna sell out any minute. So like, this is a very good option. So the sitemen released that they were going to do an extra a new charity match is coming up, I think next month, and tickets went on sale yesterday. They first went on sale at 6 my time, and then right as I was gonna look for a link, not that I was gonna buy tickets, but I just wanted to see how it would be. That's maybe there are high hopes this company was gonna do great and sell them nicely. They didn't, of course not. But then the site didn't cooperate the first time, so they said, well, we're gonna try in an hour again. We'll see you then. Come back in an hour and we will see you then. That sounded hopeful, right? Yeah, and then the hour came. The site crashed again with the first couple of buyers. Then apparently there were no wheelchair seats anywhere available, which was also fantastic, if you ask me. Because shouldn't we be inclusive to everybody, and people that are in a wheelchair are just people as well, not morons that don't deserve to be at a charity match. And I think then also the same evening the tickets sold out, which is great for the Signmen, but not great for everybody that was disabled and needed a special ticket to get there and sit and whatever. So yeah, that was great. I just don't get it. How in the world have you not fixed a problem like that in 2 years? Buy some extra server space. Make sure as soon as the tickets go live, it actually goes live. Make sure that there is some sort of tech support there available right that minute, and somebody on a phone that could help you buy the tickets as well. I just don't get it. Just don't. Because it just sounds so easy. I also I thought maybe I should be the person that fixes this problem. Maybe I should be hired by Ticketmaster, and I should how would you say that? Have a course in internet server capacity. I don't really know what it would be, but I think it's a problem that could have been fixed years ago, but as my friend keeps saying, they probably just don't care about it. Because they will sell tickets anyway, but it just makes no sense that you have to have so much trouble before you buy a ticket. Shouldn't fun start right there, right as you're buying a ticket? But apparently not, because everybody has to struggle beforehand. I try to make this house look as cozy and friendly and family-esque as I could. I'm gonna do something wild in a second and go for some plaid, gingham if you like, patterns on the sofas and the armchair. Because why not? Sometimes you just have to be bold and go all out. Apparently that's what we're doing. Bold and going all out. I don't think I wouldn't have minded a pastel plaid work, gingham, if you like. Wouldn't mind that, but not this red-esque color. That also looks like it could be a chair. It's the couch from IKEA, if you ask me. It really is giving me that vibe. Not because I have that exact chair in a pastely green color. Not because that's an option. But just this pleated red and white just give me IKEA vibes. Don't really know why, because I don't think they have that pattern on anything. But it just gives me that vibe. Which is great, of course. This would be the house of a parent that loves their kids and really wants the best for them. Yeah, I would say that. Said I'm trying really hard to make it look cozy, family friendly, inviting. Because I think that's the vibe that you want in a house with a family like that. I would say my house is cozy and inviting and family friendly. I would say that we're at least looking at my screen and getting near the end, so I'm almost done with this voiceover. As I said, I built this house a while back, and I have some other houses still on the waiting list to be posted, which is nice. I like that. I could build a house in a second. It's just gonna be very bland, maybe, and this at least is looking like it's not bland. I think that's what you want, sort of, maybe. Bit of basic Sims 3 furniture in there as well. And I love me some of these CC curtains as well. Really like them. But my favorite is definitely the closet that I used earlier. Just fits well. Looks realistic. And I think that's a vibe you want to go for. Especially in this case, in this house. Somewhat realistic. Although I built a Townhouse-esque house a while back, which was definitely one of my favorites. This is definitely nowhere near that. I also built a completely purple lilac-y house a while back. I think that's also coming up soon on the waiting list. And also really like that. But then again, that is my favorite color, and I think that doesn't help with what I'm trying to accomplish here. Because I could build lilac pastely houses every time, but I don't think that really is how it works. I think it's good, I have said this before, to branch out of your comfort zone. And I'm definitely trying to do that. I think it's squeaky chair. I think that's really working. Oh, also need to put it out there. The screenshots are at the end of the video, especially a couple of the layout shots are really useful, I would say. Not saying that I'm the bestest at putting out layouts, but I'm also not the worst. And now just moving on to the backyard, doing that bit. You want some flowers in the backyard, I would say. A tree maybe even. And somewhere to sit, and potentially a grill. Not that I know how to use a grill, but I would say that you potentially want that. And as I just mentioned, I will mention it again. I have put the screenshots at the end of this video with some nice screenshots in there as well. But with that being said, I think I am allowed to finally wrap this voiceover up. I actually wanted to put a car in the front yard, doesn't fit, so that's a shame. The rest looks nice. If you enjoyed watching this video, you should really thumbs this video up, because I would appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel so you see the next house built with another terrible voiceover in 2 weeks' time on the first day. And my name is Viesenvan, and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.